Sup y'all, AJ here, and it's that time again. We got Fantasy Boys episode 6 recap, and so many things have happened. If you've been on Twitter, you know about the whole little incidents going on with people being mad about on-site voting, members' rankings and all that stuff. Some participants leaving the show. I'm not going to talk about that in this video purely because I don't want this to be longer than like 20 something minutes. So you can look that up on your own time. But just know that at least 2 contestants have left and it's just a whole mess. So until that whole situation gets fixed, I'm going to hold off on voting because I can. Just because I feel like I should until everything's situated. So without further ado, let's just get into episode 6 recap. So episode 6 starts off with a little recap of how the stages are. Remember, whoever ranks first in either vocal, rap, or dance will receive first place for those. They will receive benefits for themselves as well as benefits for their team. And they kick off with the really performance. And we see a little bit of insight into how that happened. And, my poor little Byunjun is worried about his, about the team because he has a lower rank compared to everybody else. But he believes in the team. And he believes that as long as the team does well, he will do well as well. So, yeah. Teamwork. And when it comes down to the mentor check, they get very positive critiques from the mentors, and the only big problem that they had was that Byunjun kept having more lines than everybody, and I understand why he would want more lines. It's kind of similar to K-Soul's situation, but not really, because whereas K-Soul is already ranked in the top 12, so he really doesn't have feels like he didn't have much to worry about. But in Byunjun's case, he is literally in the low ranking 30s. So he really wants to get first in rap so that way he can have those benefits and stay in the competition. This just shows his determination. And they have to redistribute the parts as Byunjun has a lot more lines than Hyuntae, who, if I remember correctly, was in the dance position. So, Byunjun is a little bit hesitant on, distributing the parts because he's just these guys wouldn't understand, they're not ranked as low as he is, so they wouldn't understand why he was so desperate to do this. And while I understand, you have to find a way to cooperate, bro. It's it's exactly what I said in the last episode. Do your part and do it good. If you have a little part, make it stand out, make it amazing, make it good, and you'll be fine. It literally happened last episode with Jeno, and he got a lot of praise, and he was his rank went up. So I'm just saying, do what you gotta do. And after that, the performance starts, and like I said before, I thought it was good near the beginning, but as it went on, it kind of started to dip, if that makes sense. It was decent. It wasn't bad, but it was just decent. And the judges even stated that they felt like they were focusing more on the individual parts, and it's kind of similar to the Steeler performance last semester, where everyone was just performing by themselves rather than as a team. And after that they announced the rankings for the vocal, rap, and dance. So for vocal, Hanbin got first, Hikaru got second. For rapping, Kim Gyure got first, Hikari got second, and Byunjun got third, which shook the hell out of me because, no, I'm sorry, and I apologize to all the Gyure stans. I love Gyure too, but that child did not deserve to get first over Byunjun. I'm sorry. There's no way. I'm sorry. He did not. Even the trainees acknowledged that a lot of the voting in the show is solely based on popularity. And I just love that they acknowledge that. And it just shows, hey, this is real. This is a competition at the end of the day. So, yeah, it is what it is. And then for the dance ranking, Sunmin got first and Oh Hyuntae got second. And Sunmin, my poor little Sunmin, he started crying because he felt like he couldn't do as good of a job as he could have, as he injured his leg during one of their practices, and he was just so sorry that he felt like he didn't do a good job performing, and he just was very thankful for his team and everything. And I just thought that was really, really sweet, and I hope that his leg is healing, because we don't need injuries. We don't need any more injuries, no more sickness within the show. Okay. And then up next we have the Shootout team, also known as Hard Tack team, and we have dancers Jin Myung-jae, Kim Jin-ho. For rap, we have Seo Sang-woo and Song Do-hyun. And then for vocal, we have Nam Sung-hyun, Daniel Hanu-la-chapelle, and Kim Dae-hui. And, this was just like kind of like a little underdog moment, almost all the members on this team were kicked out of their previous team that they wanted to get. Because if you remember last time, if someone wanted your position, you got to battle, and then the team would decide which one they would prefer. Half of their team is comprised of those people, and it's kind of sad. It's really kind of sad because, a lot of them are lower ranking, so they were already kind of sad that, they felt like this is probably going to be like their last performance because they were ranked so low, which, kind of reflected in their mentor eval, where, they did really good performing, and got praise from the judges for that, but they were very worried about the lines, as not everybody memorized their lines, and don't really memorize their lines and everything, and they were just like, you can't go out like this. If you got out like this, it would not be good, and we don't need that. But then Jin-ho, strong Jin-ho, he comes out and he's like, yo, let's try to boost our spirits. Let's try to raise the mood a little bit so we can do good. And after that, they go to the performance, and I thought that it was a very good performance. Is it one of my favorites? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. We don't know. And, I thought it was very, very nice. They even got a lot of praise from the judges. And after that, the rankings are announced. And for the vocals, it was Nam Se-hyun in second, Kim Dae-hee in fourth, and Daniel in fifth, which shook me because Daniel, in my opinion, did it very, very well in terms of vocals. Like, he's been improving so much, but I'm not there in person, so I wouldn't know. And then for the rap rankings, Song Do-hyun got second, and Seo Sang-woo got fourth. And then for the dance ranking, Jin Myung-jae got third, and Kim Jin-ho got fourth, and which meant that nobody in the Really Really team got knocked down from their first ranking. This honestly made me sad because Jin-ho just started to break down and cry because he felt like he failed his team and everything. And I just wanted to give him a big hug and just tell him that he did a good job. So, it hurt my heart so much. The next team is the I Need You team.
필요해요. 왜 그래? 뭐가 필요한데? I need you, girl. Wow.
And they go by the name of You Need Us. The vocals are Kim Woo-suk, Kang Dae-hyun, and Kim Seung-jun. For rap, it is Kim Kyu-hyun, Kang Il-dang, and then for dance, it is Hayato, Shiryu, and Jung Deon-hasol. For the vocal training, they were struggling the hell out of their vocals because, the pitch of the song is also in a very high register, so I would understand. And after that, they pretty much just decide to change the song to a lower pitch, like a half pitch lower. And during their mentor check, you can see that it wasn't as impactful as it could have been if it stayed in the same register, And I thought the dance, they did very, very beautifully in the dance, and the vocals, they were still struggling with it. Even though it wasn't a lower register, it wasn't as impactful as it could have been. And then Hayato, he was feeling a little bit discouraged as he is also in the dance position. And they were mainly showcasing Shiryu because they really wanted to get the benefit for dance because Shiryu is a very strong dancer and, in my opinion, one of the best dancers in this show. So, of course, he would feel a little bit discouraged as he wasn't really getting showcased enough because he was in the dance position and he was mainly just going to stay in the back. And he showcased his frustrations with the team about it. And then after that, he just straight up left. He just straight up left, and that shook me. I'm like, bro, you just gonna leave like that? But yeah, and they just straight up cut to the performance. So Yeah, honestly, if I'm gonna give my full honest opinion about it, it could have been better. Do I think the dance break was beautiful. I love the dance break. I just wish that it was a little bit more impactful. That's just the one thing that was missing for me. That was just the one thing. Like, and I feel like the main reason is just because they changed the pitch of the song, because, you know, it felt more like it was like not much. I don't know the name of it. It's not Boy Crush, or like, it was kind of giving the opposite of what I Need You, the original I Need You, gave me. And I can see the judges' point of view as well, because they didn't really disliked the delivery of the song, but they liked the dancing, which is what I would agree with as well. And then they announced the rankings for vocals. In third, it went to Kang Dae-hyun. For fourth, it went to Kim Woo-suk. And then sixth was Kim Seung-jun. For rap, Kang Kyu-hyun got second. Kang Ye-dan got sixth. And then for dance, this shook everybody. When I say it shook everybody, you could see in the audience, it shook everybody. Sixth was Hayato. Seventh was Jungdeon Hustle, and then fifth was Shiryu, meaning that Seungmin still ranked first in the dance category. And I was like, how in the hell does this man get fifth? I'm sorry, he deserved to be in the top three at most. Like, no disrespect to the Shootout team. You did really, really good, but I'm sorry, Shiryu should have been at least like the top three, because this man danced his heart out. I just felt so bad. I can't change it, but I just felt so bad because he did so good. The whole team, like, there were some ups and downs, but in my opinion, it was still good dance-wise. Bouncing off of that, we have the Mira team, also known as Extreme. The vocals are Taeseon and Yuma, and oh my lord, Yuma? They changed this boy. They still call him a princess, but he a boy. And then the rap is Kaden, Park Young-gun. And then for dance, it is Santa, TK, and Ivan. And my boy Young-gun pulling his weight, bro. Like, he learns that Kaden has never written a rap before, and not really the strongest rapper, because Kaden is not fluent in Korean. So the fact that he has to write his own rap, you know, there's a struggle there, but Hyungun really helps him out through all of it. And during their distribution evaluation, they have a little struggle. There's a little struggle with pronunciation, with some pronunciations of some of the words. And in the mentor eval, the same thing kind of happened with the rap section of Hyungun and Kaden. So they work to try to make that, you know, a little bit better. And Hyungun, he was trying his best, bro. He just wanted to do the best that he could, because he honestly thought it was his last performance. That was not the case, because he freaking slayed the house down, bro. He slayed. He was my favorite part of that whole performance, bro. He was probably my only favorite part of that whole performance. I literally put on my script that this stage was a 50-50 stage, solely because it just doesn't go as hard. Like, if you see the stages for Mira, it was just missing that impact that Mira has when you perform it, you know? It was just 50-50. Like, Hyungun, he was probably like the best part of that whole stage. Like, I loved it. It was so good, but they were having so many like timing issues that it was just hard for me to enjoy the full stage. Even the judges agreed. Like, Soyeon, when she was doing her critiques, she praised Hyungun for his rapping, and then she just criticized the heck out of everybody else, and rightfully so, because I don't even know what was going on. And then they announced the rankings for dance. Ivan ranked 7th, Santa ranked 9th, and TK ranked 10th. For vocals, Taeseon ranked 3rd, and Yuma ranked 7th. And then for rap, first place went to Park Young-gun, and then 9th place went to Kaden. And I was legit on the verge of tears, because he deserved it. He did so freaking well, and I'm so proud of him. He deserved that 110%. And now we cut to the final performance of the night, the monster performance by Monsters of All Trades. Not kidding you, that is the actual name that they chose. And for vocals, we have Moon Hyun Bin, Hwan Jae Min, and Ha So Ki. For rap, it is K-Sol and Kang Hyun Woo. And then for dance, it is Yoo Jung Won, Ling Shi, and Kang Min So. And surprisingly, there was no problems with distribution. Like, one of the trainees, I forgot his name, but he was like, I'm worried for K-Sol because I remember in his last team, he was the main center of all of their problems. K-Sol acted like an angel this episode. Like, he acknowledged that last semester it was not his best, and he's trying to do a turnaround. I'm like, yes, sir. Do a full 180. Surprise me. Do something. Surprise me. They had everything going right for them, bro. Like the mentor eval, everything went good. The distribution, everything was good. And leading up to an hour before their performance, Jaemin was struggling to sing. Like, he lost his voice. He was struggling to sing the notes. And I'm just like, bro, we don't need this today. We don't need this today. I don't need this right now. I need a mental break. Please. Just I was like, we finally have one team where there's like no drama whatsoever, and then it just comes an hour before they perform. Like, bro, why we gotta do this now? Yeah, so they perform, and I thought it was very, very good. I mean, the dancing was very, very strong. Jaemin, thank God his voice started to get a little bit better during the performance. He did very well. He hit all the notes that he needed to. And it was just a very good performance. Yeah, everything was good. They really didn't get any bad critiques. They got a lot of high praise from everybody. And they didn't announce the rankings for their team yet until all the teams got on the stage together. And they would announce the rankings then, where they will announce who ranks first in vocal, rap, and dance. And then they state that the first place person will get a 10,000 point benefit, and their team will get a 5,000 point benefit. And surprise, surprise, number one for vocals was Lee Han Bin from the Really Really team, which did not surprise me. I honestly thought that Jaemin was going to get it, but comparing both of them, I believe that Han Bin did a little bit better, in my personal opinion. So yeah, I would have to agree with that one. Han Bin, you did very, very well, and I'm so proud of you. And then for rap, I legit shed tears, bro. Park Hyun-gyun got first for rap for the Mira team. Oh, that made my heart so happy. He 110% deserved it. He deserved it. End of story. And then for dance, number one consistently stayed to Hong Sung-min from the Really Really team. And that meant that the Really Really team, everybody gets 10,000 points benefits. That is the deciding factor for that. So that is going to change the rankings a lot. And they announced that only 32 people will be staying, meaning that 5 people will get eliminated. However, similar to the last season, there's most likely going to be a rescue card, making the surviving trainees up to 33. So they only announced the trainees from 31st to 29th. 31st went to Kim Dae-hee, and 30th went to Kaden, which shook me because that man fell 11 spots. He was in 19th last week, if I'm right. And the one that shocked everybody was Santa, as he ranked 29th. He fell 23 spots from 6th to 29th. And I was like, whoa. Yeah, it didn't shock me that much because I kind of got spoiled about it. So I was just like, okay, you know what? Sure. But I think the reason that it shook everybody was because both Kaden and Santa were on the team that got the benefit. So that just goes to show that no one is safe on the show. No one is safe. Finally, we have the preview for episode 7, where it looks like Sunyeon's going to be the main mentor for this semester, and it's going to be centered around teamwork, which is something that they should have done a long time ago. But all the boys are allowed to pick whoever they want to be in their team, and they are shook because the team that receives bad results must release a member. So if I'm right, they're gonna have a full produce moment where they kick out a member, which, you know, that's gonna be a lot of debate. But you know, it is what it is. So at the end of the preview, 5 songs can be heard. 101's Energetic, NCT Dream's My First and Last, TXT Sugar Rush Ride, BTS's Not Today, and EXO's Coco Bop. That's the ones that I heard, at least. Please let me know if I missed any. But I am low-key excited for this one. I am interested to see how that will go. And I just hope that this show gets its act together before like the final episode. Like I said before, I'm not gonna be voting for anybody because, you know, at least one or two of my picks have left. So I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm just gonna watch and then see what happens. Like, I'm gonna try not to rant too much about it, but this show is worse than My Teenage Girl. Like, I didn't even think that was possible because My Teenage Girl, I give My Teenage Girl a pass because it was the first time that NBC was doing a show like this, and it kind of worked. But, you know, there was just so many things that went wrong, so many accounts of favoritism. Like, that was the main gripe that I had with that season, was because there was so many accounts of favoritism in terms of voting that it was not even funny. Like, I don't know if y'all know Triple S, but Yuyeon, on that show, she was not the best trainee, but she was trying, and you know, I could see that. You could see her growth, but there was no way that she should have been in the top 2 consistently until the finale, because there were so many other talented trainees over her. I'm sorry, and I love Yuyeon. I love her. She's my bias wrecker in Triple S, but at the time, there was no way that she should have been in the top 2. I'm sorry. Not even to mention, during their demo stages, the favoritism was immaculate, bro. The favoritism was immaculate. We don't need to get into that, but heavy amounts of favoritism were put in place. Like, that whole season alone was just voting centered around visuals and popularity. That was all it was most of the time until the finale. And do I still support Classy? Yes, I do. Because after all they went through, I thought the final lineup was decent at best. And I just hope that for the final lineup for Fantasy Boys, it's at least somewhat decent. Like, I just hope these boys get treated right. Because if you saw Ivan's little interview on Twitter, that boy deserves so much better. I'm gonna just stop now before I end up rambling longer than I should. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your thoughts were about this episode, and I will see you next time for episode 7.
You're mine, can it,